Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Blue Blonde Saturday hockey talk, and we can get right into it. I know there's people here already. It says 0 there, but there's people here. Let's see who got some comments, so let's get right to it. Let's see who's here. Larry, the cable guy, in the room. All right. And he says, here's Larry, the cable guy. How are you? Matt doing tonight? I don't know how Matt is because I haven't spoken to him. He might show up. He might not. I don't know. I am doing fine. Thank you. I visited it. Okay, I know that was that's not a good comment. I saw on one of the other Canadiens YouTube channels that you watch other YouTube. What? No, I'm just joking. That someone thought that Dak was holding out. We know that they are trying to clear cap space. I don't think the cap space is an issue because of Carey Price not being able to start the season. So they'll have plenty of money to start the season. So that's why they traded for Monahan, and they did that deal because they knew they'd have that cap money. From what I understand, the negotiations are still going on for some reason. I don't think he's holding out, though. I don't think that's what it is. I really doubt that's what it is. And I really wouldn't worry about Dak. They're going to sign him, and I think everything's going to be fine. I'd be very shocked if we learn that he's holding out. I don't see why he would do that. Happy Nation in nice and early tonight. He's bored. He's listening to a poem, so that's my poem probably. That's heard Dak might play the wing because the Habs are in need of wingers that shoot right. What do you think about dem apples? I think one of the centers is going to play wing. So, yeah, I mean it could be Dak, could be Dvorak. I don't think Dvorak starts the season on the wing. I think either Evans or Dak. That's my opinion, I guess. Either Evans or Dak is going to play the wing. Because I mean, till they move one of the centers, which I don't think will happen till trade deadline, personally. So, one of the centers is going to have to play the wing most of the year, and depending on how maybe injuries might, So, let's see now. Is it time yet? Of course it's time yet. No. Well, they're going to keep Dvorak. I don't think they're going to trade Dvorak. Dvorak gives them that, gives them that veteran leadership. Good guy on to mentor maybe Dak a little bit. I don't think they're going to move Dvorak. Habanation, I think he played the right wing like here and there, but he's a left winger, is really what he is. And they tried him at center, but he should mainly be a left winger, Drouin. Tony says wingers take a lot of face-offs now too, and this is true. And that's why sometimes it's good if you've got when you're converted center to the wing. So now you got basically two centers to take any draws. So it's a good thing. Where was I? Well, Larry, I think the idea is just to get Dak playing time, to get all those guys on the ice playing time. Yeah, I don't think. I think Evans might be pretty solid in that fourth line center. You don't want one of these guys making a lot of money being a fourth line center, and I don't think you want Dak really playing fourth line center as a rule, right? He should be a top six guy, and you don't want to play him fourth line anyway. I don't think he's going to make a ton of money, $2.5 million. So I don't think that's a problem. But I don't think Dak's a fourth line center. We do have a lot of left-handed wingers, but there's a lot of guys that play both wing. So it doesn't really matter because they play both wing. So it's not a problem. I mean, just look at Cole Caulfield, who shoots right, so he figures a right winger. But his best side is on the left because you take advantage of his one-timer, and that's his bread and butter mostly. Hey, Guru, how you doing? Hey, Sylph, how you doing? Have a nation be happy if Dak gets 40 points. Well, look, depending on where they put him, right? So, well, let's see where they slot him in. But yeah, I mean, I think 40 would be good. Hey, Automatic, how you doing? I know it's early, but based off of what we know right now, which is absolutely nothing, what forward would you move for a good defenseman? Yeah, listen, I think you kind of figured Hoffman. I want to see Hoffman on the move, to be honest with you. He didn't do much here. I think he can offer something to another team. What do we need him here for right now? I'm not putting him down. I'm not trying to insult him, but really, if you look at the guys that are expendable, I think Hoffman's expendable. Yeah. Ronald, how you doing? What's my favorite hockey memory? Oh my God. I'm going to say I think I've said this before too. The 1993 Stanley Cup Final, Game 5. Did we won 4-1? Right, the final game. That was just really fun to watch. I watched it a number of times because I had taped. I had taped it on a VHS tape, which is no longer. So yeah, I think maybe that, and then the other one I think is the New Year's Eve game against Russia in I'm blanking on the year, 1976, 75, yeah, 75. So New Year's Eve, that game, the famous, that was really fun, and yeah, that was a great memory. So there you go. Renegade Man, hey Renegade Man. They need to move somebody to accommodate Dak's contract once he signs. No, they don't. No, Carey Price is not starting the season, so and probably won't play at all this season. So that means they've got his LTIR money, and Sean Monahan was only $6.1 million, so they'll have plenty of money to sign Dak. I don't think it's the money right now, that whether they have the availability. For some reason, they're working out the deal right now still. So, hey Robert, how you doing? Hey, Len Saint Gelais. Oh, look, Matt just joined us. One of my lines, I would start with Slavkovsky, Monahan, Anderson. Be a huge freaking line, though, eh? 640 pounds of muscle. You know, I kind of think when you got Anderson, you got Slavkovsky, you got two power forwards. I'm not sure you're going to play your two power forwards on the same line. I don't think they're going to kind of do that. So, yeah, we'll see. But I love the size value, but we're not small anymore. There's not only those guys that are big, so there's going to be some good combinations, and I think we're going to do. I think we're going to have a much better physical team size wise, and I think physicality than we're used to. Hey Matt, how you doing?
What's going on?
Anybody? By the way, if I don't have my headphones on, I'm going to try to go without them. If it's causing any kind of weird whatever, just let me know in the comments and I'll put them on. And Matt, if you hear anything weird, let me know. You see how he responds.
I heard you. I heard you. I'm trying to fix my GD light.
All right, let's see.
1 second.
If Dak works out, Suzuki, Dak, Monahan, Dvorak as our four centers sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, I don't. In the end, I think Evans is going to be in there, and one of those guys you've got there is going to be on the wing. It's not going to be Suzuki. It's not going to be Dvorak. I think it's going to, and I don't think it's going to be Monahan. In a way, I think it will be Dak. Maybe he played right wing last season for Chicago. So I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I don't know. Even if I don't know. You know what though? It's a damn good problem to have. This is not a problem we've had before. This is a damn good problem to have, that we've got to figure out where these guys go. And we've got good options on every line. We haven't had that, I don't think ever. That in my day either. Renegade Man says, I hope Lane Hudson could be a top defenseman in the league in a few years, like Fox and McCarr. I know it's too soon to predict. I was reading something about Hudson today. Boston University has him listed at 5'9". So maybe he's starting to grow some of those inches that he said he's, wouldn't that be cool if he, another 1 more inch? If he can get 5'10", man, this kid will be, he could turn out to be a Fox or a McCarr. He's got off the chart talent, that's for sure.
Oh, 100%.
The moves he's got and the twists and turns and
his skating ability is insane.
And with control, with the puck on his stick in control, that's the crazy thing, So yeah, I think Lane Hudson is a great prospect. I'm thinking of doing a top prospects thing. I'm working on. I know I'm really slow these days. I'm picking up. I'm having a bit of a writer's block thing. So what I figured, let's do something easy. So tomorrow, I don't know if tomorrow, but by Monday, 12 best Habs players this century, and 10 best Montreal Canadiens seasons this century. I've got all the research and everything. I just got to finish them off. So I couldn't today. I had to go out and it took me longer and went shopping and it took longer. So that's what I'm working on. And I was thinking of doing they're doing the top 25, under 25, those kind of things. I might just do the top 10 prospects from my point of view. So we'll see. But I'm in a little bit of a writer's block right now. I think this is the second time I've been it's been this bad. So I'm just trying to break out of it with a couple of easy videos. All right. Enough about me. Do I think, or Matt think, do we think they should have drafted Kemmel with the 13th pick instead of trading for Dak? No.
No. Yeah, I agree. I honestly, I prefer having that center depth. And having a guy that's been in the league a couple years, who's at that age.
Yeah, I agree.
Still has that potential to hit.
If Montreal's defensive prospects weren't as good, we got a lot. I might say a different answer, but I think considering that, I don't think that Kemmel was really on their radar. So no, I'd rather, like Matt said, I'd rather have that center depth. As I said, we've never had this kind of center depth that we have right now that I can remember. I think I'd rather that. Sean, hey Sean. I wonder what the problem is with not signing Dak. I don't know. I just heard that they're still negotiating. I haven't heard anything about him holding out or anything like that. Could he be asking for too much money? Maybe. Maybe there's other things they're working out. Instead of giving him money up front, maybe they're working out bonuses and shit like that. I don't know. There's no rush. And I highly, highly doubt that what people are worried about, that Dak wants to go elsewhere or he'll get an offer sheet. I don't see that happening. I think he wants to come to Montreal. Personally.
Who, Dak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ronald says he feels old when kids don't know what a VHS tape is. I don't know. It's true. Anthony, hey, Anthony. Dvorak getting traded? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't see why they would. I'm not saying that he won't. It's potential, like at the trade deadline, but to start the season and everything, I don't think so. I think they're going to want to, figure out which of these guys they're going to keep, like how it's going to work out. But I think Dvorak's probably the guy that moves at the end of the year, but not now. Now, could they still do it? Yeah, of course. I could be wrong. That's my opinion. What do you think, Matt? What do you think? They're going to move Dvorak at all?
I think it depends. I do think that they need to make at least one more move to free up a little bit more money. Is it Dvorak? Maybe, I don't know.
I'm
To
still
me, I
leaning
think it's
as Hoffman.
Hoffman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm still
I think you
leaning
move a
Hoffman.
wing because we have too many wings. But
There's too many wings. So, like, you
yeah,
could say there's too many centers, but I don't think this is a problem to have too many centers. But you've got too many wings, so there's too many bodies. Number one, with too many wings, you can't get any of the other kids in there other than Slavkovsky because there's too many wings. And I think this is supposed to be about development this year. So are we developing the veterans, or are we developing the kids? So I kind of think there's more than Hoffman. I kind of think, I think they'd like to move two wingers out by the start of the season. That's my personal opinion. Because otherwise, I mean, if you wait till the trade deadline, well, listen, I mean, that's a whole that's 3/4 of the season that's gone basically for development of these kids. So I don't know. I think I don't think it's easy to make the moves though. That's the problem, right? So we may end up having to start the season even with Hoffman. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think so.
100%.
I think something will break. Robert says Tretiak was amazing in that game. Now he's talking about when I said one of my favorite memories, that's 1975 New Year's Eve Russia-Canada game. Tretiak was pretty good in that game. Yeah, he was pretty amazing. Because Montreal got a lot of shots, and if I remember, the Russians, they didn't get a lot of shots in those days. They took quality shots, but they didn't get like a ton of shots. So Tretiak was pretty damn good. Hey, old man, how you doing? Filibuster in the room. How's the off season for me? Quiet. I've got writer's block too, so it's kind of. But no, I've been purposely not working as hard as I do usually in the summer, and hopefully just to get energized for the season, because it's been a long 2 seasons. They were close to each other. Games were back to back, like or really tight schedule. It was a tough 2 seasons, I got to tell you, and yeah, so I'm taking the time off. So I apologize that there's not a lot of videos, but I need to re-energize myself a bit. So yeah, the summer's been good. Yeah, in general, the summer's been pretty good. Looking forward to running a youth. I'm not sure what you're saying there. You screwed up one word. Something a youth lineup with top line of Slav, Susie, and Caulfield. Yeah, I just wonder if that'll start the season, but we'll see in training camp. I got to think in training camp I think we'll see most of the games where we see Slav, Susie, and Caulfield, because it makes sense that you want to see how that line's going to perform. I don't think they're going to go like, well, we'll wait till the regular season to see. So we'll see how that works out. But I would think we're about 3 to 4 weeks away from the opening of training camp. I don't know the exact date of training camp start, but it should be around the 20th or the 21st. Hey, Gabriel, how you doing? Matt Guru says, hey, Matt.
What's up, Guru? What's going on, Harry Rice? See Harry Rice in that.
Oh, I see. I'm probably really far behind, so I apologize. My biggest hockey memory was meeting Rocket Richard twice. Wow. With Henri and with the Pocket Rocket and Jean Beliveau with him. I also have great memories of meeting Gordie Howe and Bobby Hull twice. Wow, where'd you do this? And Dennis Hull was with Bobby. Like, where did you see all these guys growing up? Tony says Evans did great on the wing also when we had all of them injuries. Yeah, just that, Evans is making 1.7. I mean, for a fourth line center, that's perfect. I don't know. I don't know. Depending on what they're going to end up paying Dak, and it's not going to be a ton. Maybe they play Dak there, and Evans on the wing. But I kind of think you want Dak up in the top, at least the top 3 lines. So I think he'll be a winger if they're going to make a center or winger to start the season. And then we'll see. But I mean, listen, my opinion only, could be wrong. probably likely wrong even. So we'll see what happens. Anthony says, Drouin, Hoffman, Armia, they should all be traded. I don't disagree with you, but I would take Drouin off that list. I don't see a team trading for Drouin with the way he's played the last, or things that have happened over the last 3 seasons. Plus, he's coming off wrist surgery. So I would think teams are going to want to see him play. So I like maybe preseason would be enough for some teams. I don't know. But now Hoffman and Armia would be great if they can move those guys.
Mm.
I think, yeah, more than likely. Hell, for if a team says, "Listen, we'll take Armia, we'll send you future considerations." Done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but in this cap and with cap, I don't think you're going to move him otherwise.
No, me neither.
I think it's going to be one of those. We'll get future considerations back. He'll come back onto the team. That's all. No biggie, but it gets the job done.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Although if they feel Armia has value and they can get something for him, I think they might hold out to do that. Larry says, Gordie Howe once and Bobby Hall twice. That's awesome. Like I said, where were you?
It's a good question.
Phil, no, that is my plan. That's my plan. I got writer's block, so I'm working on like 4 poems right now, but I can't write a lick right now. So that's why I'm doing these pretty easy videos that I don't have a lot of writing to do to get them, and hopefully that'll just jog this block out of the way, push it out of the way. It's not only South Park. I know I know what you're referring to, but I read something recently about for the brain and for all that stuff. Be artistic, do artistic things, and it's really healthy for you. So, yeah, and I'm leaning that way. I'm going to do my regular stuff, but you're going to probably see, I hope, a little bit more, creative things.
I'm looking forward to seeing more poetry.
No, I know. Like I said, I'm working on some poems, but man, that writer block shit, it's not fun. I recognize it faster this time, and I'm okay with it, but it's time for me to bust that block.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, no biggie. Any news on defensemen coming to Montreal? I've heard nothing. Matt just left us, so he'll be back. Have you heard anything about any D? Nothing, eh?
No, not really, no.
I mean, it's really quiet. There's like, it's really hard to find any Habs news going on right now.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm telling you, man, it's really hard.
Yeah, everything's pretty quiet. Too quiet.
Larry, I'm not the biggest prospects guy. I'm having enough. It's enough for me to do what I'm doing with the Habs than to, to be covering the Rocket or to be following the individual prospects. So that's why you don't see a lot of that. But I think I can, do a list of what I think are the top 10 prospects in the system right now. But to delve into their games and all that, I can't do that. I don't watch them. So Automatic says, is Josh Anderson a liability injury-wise based off of his intensity and style of play? Somewhat, I think, yeah. I heard he was working on strengthening the shoulders, which is his biggest problem, is because he's banging the shoulders all the time. So I think he's working on that, but I think it's kind of definite that that's true. It's not that he's not giving 100% so that he doesn't hurt himself. No, I don't think that's the case.
No, I don't think
so. When you say that he's not giving 100%, that's on offense. He's kind of streaky offensively. I think on the other side of the puck, like Gallagher, when you're not seeing the offense, you're still seeing that other play from him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But he's streaky offensively.
Oh, yeah. I would agree.
Yeah. Slavkovsky's dad is claiming Slav has put on 5 to 10 pounds. Wow. Since the draft from working out and training. So let's see. He was 227 when they weighed him at developmental camp, that would put him at he's going to push 240. This guy when he reaches his
Jesus.
He's going to be, imagine that, he's probably going to be 6'3" or 6'4" maybe by then, and 240. Can you imagine getting hit by that? And the guy
no, because I would be dead.
And the guy can motor and he can move. So can you imagine, guys?
Can you imagine trying to get the way to stop him?
They're going to stay out of his way. You know, that could be like big time bonus for him, because a lot of guys won't, they're not going to check him that hard and stuff. He might have a lot of kind of free space around the net, more than you might think, because of his size and his speed, with that weight behind it. Wow.
And that's just pure muscle mass too. I mean, that's just pure beef.
No, this guy, he's a big kid, man. And he's like still growing. He's only 18. That's crazy. He could end up being bigger than he is right now. Habination says top 25 prospect lists don't age well. At one time, everybody thought Brooks was going to play. No, I agree. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying a top 10 prospect. I don't think mine will be the same kind of thing you see from the experts. It won't be the same. Hell, the guy that's doing the Habs ones had Rem Pitlick at like number 31. And he's on the team. He just signed like a 2-year contract. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't count Rem Pitlick as a prospect.
And how is he at number 31? He's the 31 of the top 20, top 50, I think, under 25. And besides, he's 25. Maybe that's why. But he's not. Is he a prospect?
He's not a prospect.
I don't know. I don't know exactly how to define what a prospect exactly is. Like, how long are they on the team before they're not a prospect anymore? Did they sign Primo yet? I did not hear that, but that doesn't matter. Primo's contract won't go against the cap because he's in Laval. I don't really expect him in Montreal, but by the time he might have to play in Montreal, it won't be a problem, because if Price is out, and maybe Byron might be out to start the season, and then you got to figure there'll be some kind of injuries happening. There won't be a problem for money. And if you move Hoffman and Armia, maybe both, I mean, then we're doing good. Maritime says, I heard they're trying to love him for a long time. A long term. Are you talking about Dak? I don't know who you're talking about. I would think Dak's going to sign a bridge deal. I mean, it's not going to be more than $2.5 million. He's not signing that for long term. I got to think 2 years. 2 years. He's got 2 years to prove himself and sign a regular contract long term at that point. Sorry about that. Hey, old man, this wasn't just for recording pornography. I don't know. I literally recorded that. I think it was only the third period. I think it was the third period of the winning game of the '93 Cup, and I might have recorded it over pornography. I don't know. No, but it wasn't only for that. Habby Nation hates Anderson. Don't even pay attention to when he says that. Anderson's got to go. Get off my lawn. Just buggy I have. We wish it's Hoffman. It's going to be Armia before Hoffman. Armia looked good at tournament. Yeah, it's just that Armia's got the extra year. Doesn't he still have 3, or will he have? He's got 3 more left, Armia. And Hoffman's only got 2, so that might play into it a lot. But you're right, Armia looked good at the tournament, but he's frustrating. I think it's time for him to move on. Hey, Harry. Okay, that's how far behind I am because you said hi to Harry a while back. I'm going to I'm going to have to scroll down a bit, guys. So I'm going to start back. I'll go with what Rory is saying. Elliot Friedman reported on his podcast the reason Dak contract's taking so long is because it could be a long-term contract. Yeah, I mean, that to me means a higher dollar amount. I don't see them paying him. Like, I don't know. I don't see them committing long-term. I don't see why they would. Right? There's too many unknowns right now for them to commit long-term, if you ask me. So, I could be wrong, but yeah, it doesn't make sense to me that. It says reportedly 5-6 years we're looking to sign him for apparently. What's the value in that for Dak? He has he has the next 2 seasons, he's off the charts good. Right? Way above what we expect. Good. Then the next 3-4 years of that contract, he's giving away money.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. I don't see an agent doing that. Would you see them signing Dak 5-6 years?
Unless they see him as part of the long. Unless
but how do you make that commitment without seeing him play this season?
No, I hear you. I agree with you. If it was me, I'd sign him probably 2 years.
2 years.
Bridge deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm right, but it doesn't make sense to me. Now, Maritime says, you're going to definitely laugh at me, but I'm thinking Drouin will get 60-plus points this season if he can stay healthy and thrive with St. Louis. I'm not talking a whole bunch of goals and thinking a lot of assists. I won't laugh at that. It's contract year for Drouin. He kind of has to do that. If he doesn't do something like that, his next contract not going to be anything near $5.5 million. So, yeah, I don't think that's anything. No, I don't think that's funny. But will he do that? I don't know. But I think that's kind of what he needs to do. Bobby Hall wanted to know more about you. Well, was he a nice guy? I don't know. I've heard different things about Bobby Hall. How would you describe him, Larry? I can see Drouin popping off. He's playing for a contract. He wants to get paid. I believe in him too. That's Rory. Harry, I think the same thing as Maritime. I've been a big fan of Drouin. He needs an offensive coach like MSL. He could definitely get 60 points in our top 6 if he's healthy and allowed to play like Drouin. Yes, I agree with that. If you highlight it, you read it.
I didn't even mean to highlight it.
Oh, okay. The accident.
Oh, actually, there's actually a good one to highlight, though.
Well,
would you rather trade Drouin now to get rid of a bad apple or wait and hope he becomes more valuable near the deadline? Well, I think you have to wait till he becomes more valuable. Otherwise, it'd just be for future considerations type thing. But again, with his injury history, I don't think you can trade him even for futures considerations if he hasn't played hockey.
Well, for futures, yes. That's about all. You can give him away, but because of the unknown with the wrist and how he's going to, I don't see anybody giving up much for him.
Especially at that cap hit. Because we'd have to retain money, and Hughes is not retaining any money.
Well, he's got 1 year left. It's a possibility he will on Drouin because of the 1 year left on the contract. That's the only time he's retaining money. If it's more than a season, he's not retaining. But, Drouin, if you give him away now you're losing something because he is going to have some value. The risk to me is you keep him because you know that you will have some value in him at trade deadline. And then again, it happens where he ain't playing the last 3 months of the season. And then you're screwed. So that's the risk. But if he does that, he's not getting much of a contract on his next deal after that. So, yeah.
We sure as hell shouldn't resign him. I hope we don't, if that ends up being the case again. But it'd be what, like the 4th season in a row? Did he play half?
It would be 4th season where he didn't finish the season. If it's 3 in a row for different reasons, 2 of them injuries, and 1 of them mental health. And listen, it's not to say that he faked, or I'm not coming down on him for that.
Listen, all my criticism is
in a row.
Yeah,
and that's teams aren't going to like that. And for that, I don't see anybody trading for him and to pay him $5.5 million.
No, exactly. No. And look, our criticism of him is just for his on ice play. Like as a person, like we hope he's he wish him the best, but from a purely hockey standpoint, he's really a big liability, if anything.
Yeah.
Because when he's on, I mean, you could pencil him in for 35, 40 assists. I mean, easy.
Yeah,
easy.
But
I mean, he's an excellent passer.
It's an unknown.
But
he's coming off another wrist surgery, and that he might not be fully. He might not be 100% with the wrist.
Right.
And that's going to affect numbers. So it's hard to tell. But I don't think anyone's trading for him until they know. Sean makes a good point here, too, I think. The Habs aren't going to trade anyone that is on their last year. They're going to try and drive up their stock for the deadline for the best chance for top picks and good prospects. It makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, I could, Drouin is one of those guys. And, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But I think if there's a deal that they like, I don't think it'll stop them from making a deal. Rory, I get that it was Elliot Friedman. Elliot Friedman is not always 100% correct. As a matter of fact, I challenge that he's 50% correct all the time. So just because he's got it doesn't mean it's that he's right. Habination, yes, Slav is a power forward, yeah. Hey, Joel, how you doing? The greatest scoring machine of all time, Rocket Richard, was a right winger who shot left. Look at his abilities as per your earlier dialogue, especially crossing over from right to left. Well, this is what I was saying about Cole Caulfield, right? He's a right shot, but his best side's on the left because you take advantage of that one-timer. And that's what, 50% of his points come off that one-timer? That's his bread and butter. So, and it's how they move around, too. It has a lot to do with it, so. Yeah, we were talking earlier that most of the wingers are left wingers, but most of them on the left side play both sides. Most of our wingers actually play both sides and are listed that way. On Cap Friendly, anyway. If Slavkovsky doesn't play in the NHL, we went 40 minutes already. Wow. In the NHL this year, I'd say go back to last year's top line of Caulfield, Suzuki, Anderson. They had a great chemistry altogether, and it allowed Caulfield space to score 40 plus. I don't necessarily disagree with that, Harry, but Anderson is very streaky, scoring wise, offense wise. So I don't disagree that they shouldn't play with him at all. But no, I think you have to kind of move it around. Hoffman, at the end of the season, if you remember, the last 5 games or so, was on that first line, and he did well there, and so did Suzuki and Caulfield. So I think it's a coach, well-timed, moving the guys around. So, but I don't think Anderson would stay there full-time because he's too streaky. But they have guys that can be moved in and out of there. I don't think it's a problem. Where was I? No, see, Harry, that one I don't like. Harry says, or you could go with Drouin, Suzuki, Caulfield. I don't like Drouin there. If
Yeah,
you want to
I don't
go
think
with the
Drouin
two,
takes the top line.
yeah, I'm not putting Drouin on the top line. I don't know that they're. I think they tried him. No, I don't know if they did at all. No, I don't. I don't like that.
Oh. I still want to see Slav up there, at least for the first game. Just to
Yeah,
see
well, I
that
think
line together. Because, I mean, if Slav hits his potential, I mean, that line could become one of the best lines in the history of the game.
my thought on that is that Slav, if he's going to be here in Montreal playing, he's on line 1 or line 2. You're not playing Slavkovsky on line 3 or line 4 because why? He's not a bottom 6 guy.
No.
So he's either on the top 6 here or he's in Laval. And then it could be first or second line. We'll see how he works out. But I think, I think it'll most likely be Slavkovsky. But I don't think I'd have Drouin there. Hell, I mean, Hoffman had some good chemistry with them to close the season. So I would rather put Hoffman there if he's still here than Drouin, personally. For me, Drouin plays on line 2 or line 3. That's where I
agree. I agree. I like that.
Would you offer Dak 3 years at 5.5, similar to what Zadina just signed? No, he's unproven. He's not getting 5.5 million.
And we don't have the money.
Man, when Anderson signed, even though it was 7 years, but when Anderson signed at 5.5 million, everyone was he's making too much money. He's making too much money. Well, Anderson had a 27 goal season. Dak hasn't had that. And you want to give him 5.5 million? You know. Happy Nation, I don't hate Anderson. In my opinion, he would get the most return, and he doesn't really fit in at the moment. Well, he damn well does fit in. I like Lecky, but I also like the return. It's a rebuild after all. It's a rebuild after all. Would you rather? I don't know what to say to that. I won't. I'm not trading Anderson for up to me. I mean, it depends. Listen, if someone offers you the world, then anybody is tradable, obviously. But
right,
I don't think that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Would I rather trade Drouin now? Oh, we did that. I agree with you guys on Raka. That's Doc contract, but Friedman is usually pretty spot on with stuff he reports, so it has me a little curious. Yeah, you ought to check yourself on the spot on. Sometimes he's spot on, but he's not spot on more than 50% of the time, and I even struggle to say he's spot on 50% of the time. Mm-hmm. Nobody is. So no, just because Friedman, and I respect Friedman, I'm not putting him down, but just because he said it doesn't mean that's what it is. If it doesn't make sense, then I'm going to think it doesn't make sense until I'm proven wrong. That's all. But I do respect Friedman, but no, to say that he's usually right on, no. Far from it. Far from it. Got to remember, and this is proven. First of all, Elliot Friedman is on what broadcast? Sportsnet? Right? Mm-hmm. Well, that'll tell you a lot right there. That's number one. And because of that, Elliot Friedman says a lot of things that are clickbaity because that's what Sportsnet does, and he needs to bring in the traffic. So, no, I don't agree with you. And if you want to read someone who's clickbaity, anybody read the online magazine Montreal Hockey Now? That's Marco D'Amico. Mm-hmm. This guy is pure clickbait.
Oh yeah,
he's just cheap cherry picking things that are just stupid and clickbaity. Mm-hmm. I started reading him, and then I was like, man, I've used some of his articles, and I'm tired of the lightweightness of his articles. And just like the thing today was about the how Montreal might be able to rebuild faster because of the upcoming cap change. And then it's like, well, this might be happening later. We'll find out near the trade deadline. So why are you writing about it now? Well, I need something to write, and I need to put some clickbait out there. Anyway, I don't know where I was. There. Not for me. Hull was nice to you. His personal life left a lot to be desired, but he's very nice to his fans. Yeah, his personal life is kind of that's good to know. I mean, Luca. The Athletic has Slav ranked ahead of Caulfield in the Habs prospect rankings. Agree or not?
I wouldn't categorize Caulfield as a prospect.
I have this question on that first. The Athletic, the writers, like as a group, or who wrote that article?
That is a good point. But again, to me, I don't categorize Cole Caulfield as a prospect. To me, he's full-time NHLer on the first line. I don't know how you can call him a prospect.
I don't think anymore. I think after this last season, I don't think he's a prospect either.
No.
Not after his performance in 37 games at the end. I don't think so. So they should not have Cole Caulfield on that rankings. That's why I asked who it was that wrote that. Before I forget this, Izzy, thank you. Took a while. Sorry to get there. Thank you for the dono. Some Izzy hype in the room and some dono hype. And he says, good evening, folks. Good evening, Izzy. Thank you so much. Izzy will get his name in the draw. This is something that's going to be in the draw, so it's not the only thing, but I will be giving one of these. I know it's a little dark to see. Is it better here? Yeah.
Is that a playoff practice puck?
This is a playoff puck from the Habs Flyers playoff series a couple, 2-3 seasons ago now. This will be in amongst what the person wins. So Izzy will be in that draw, and I'm going to be drawing, I believe, on the first game, opening game of the season. Should be the next draw.
I do also want to say hello to Peter. Peter's in the room. Good to see you, my friend.
Who's Peter? Wow, I'm far behind. Who's Peter?
This
Pete?
Peter.
Oh, Pete. Hey, Pete's in the house. I call him Pete. I'm sorry. It sounds like you're on Family Guy. Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Okay, I scrolled down past a lot. Let me just why are we talking about Bobby Orr? Bobby Orr, there was a post on Twitter recently that got put out there that looked like Bobby Orr took out another ad, posted for Trump, and it's not true. It was an old article that someone reposted, and now I think Bobby Orr was really smart that when that story first broke, he kind of went to the quiet. So, yeah, he's a Republican. I mean, that's what he is. Let me see. Thoughts on Phil Kessel signing in Vegas? He wants to get the Ironman.
Did you see what he said about Arizona, about the Coyotes?
No.
They asked him, how it feels to him signing in Vegas. He goes, "Well, it's nice to be in a place that wants to win."
That's true. Funny. It's true. There's a rumor that Vegas might sit him for the first game and break his streak, which would be what a shit thing to do if they did that.
Oh, no. Look at the Flyers last year, Keith Yandel.
Yeah, okay, but I've never been the biggest Kessel fan, but I want Kessel to get the Ironman streak because I think it's such irony that Phil Kessel, who everyone made fun of his body and his this and that, and he's going to have the 1,000-game Ironman streak. I think that's awesome. So I have a little respect for him for being that right now. So I hope they don't break it. That would be just shitty to do. Larry says Kessel's close to the end. It will be very interesting for Vegas on whether they can even make the playoffs with all the moves they made. I think Kessel just wanted out of Arizona, and I think he wants that Ironman streak. Once that's broken, I think he wants to get to 1,000 games. After that, I think this will be his last year, maybe.
Could be. I mean, I still think. I mean, really, the only thing he's got going for him right now is a shot. He still has a wicked wrist shot.
No, guy can still play. I mean, especially if he's on a decent offensive team, he can put up some points. And yeah, I want to see him break that Ironman streak.
Mm-hmm.
If Drouin is healthy and producing, that's how we would maximize his value for him. Of course, that's the whole point. And I mean, that's what's got to happen, right? That's what he needs to do, Drouin, is to have a good season if he wants to have a good contract. Or else he's going to be making a lot less somewhere else. Joel says, I too disagree with Harry. I believe that Dadonov would flourish with Caulfield and Suzuki, and big time at that. Keep Slafkovsky away from that first line in his first season. Yeah, I don't really think that's going to happen, though. But I agree with you that if Slafkovsky isn't there, I think between Dadonov, Anderson, Hoffman, if he's still here, you got guys that you can move in and out of that. Whoever's hot plays there kind of thing, right? And then when that goes sour and they bring in the next guy, like, just cycle them. Renault says, big mistake to play Drouin top 6. He's a liability, like Matt said, and a negative bad apple. Sell him for scraps now. Yeah, you can't, though. That's the thing. I don't see how you do. And, yeah, top line, but I think he's middle 6. He's not top 6, but middle 6. Would you take Chicago first-round pick in 2023 draft for Anderson straight up? Matt, what do you say?
Where's the comment?
It is Rory. Would you take Chicago's first-round pick in 2023 straight up for Anderson?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, but you realize that's going to be first overall protected.
Still, and
maybe top 10. If it's top 10 protected, let's say this. Okay. If it's top 10 protected or if it's not, what would you say?
Oh, if it's top 10 protected, no. Because it's going to be a top 10 pick.
It's going to be a top 10 pick. I know that.
It's probably going to be a top 5 pick.
Are they
if it's unprotected, absolutely.
Are they going to do that really, though?
No.
Would you think, is a team really going to do that where they know they're going to be in that running? Yeah, let's give it out unprotected. I can't, that'd be dumb. It could happen.
I mean, I'd snap out. I mean, I love Anderson and I want him to stay here, but to have basically 2 shots at Bedard, I would do it, and we free up the money.
As long as it's not, if it's number 1 pick protected, I'm okay with it. And I say maybe yes. I might lean to yes. If it's top 10 protected, no. Because then you're not getting that pick. They're going to finish down there.
Yeah, so it would be like a condition where, if it's top 10, then
you get the next year.
Get 2024s.
Yeah, I'm not taking that. So no. So depending on that aspect, it's unjustifiable to give Drew ice time over Slav. That's not fair to say till training camp has happened. It's not. Slav. What if Slav comes into training camp and just sucks? I don't expect this, but what if that happens? Then you're wrong. So you can't say that right now. Puljujarvi has been rumored frequently with the Habs. Oilers can keep Puljujarvi. It's fine with me. Renault says 3 years, 5.5 total for 1.8. Who's that for? Like Zadina's new that's Zadina's new but for who are you talking about?
Oh, probably Dak, maybe.
Oh, could be. Yeah, that could be. Habitation. If I said anything, I'm not mad at you. It might have come. I'm not mad at you. Come on. Okay, I'm just getting down to Luca and Pete. Hey, okay, let's see. What else did I miss? Rory, it's not all clickbait, but there's too much clickbait out there.
I couldn't agree with you more, Peter. That's what the good news is. This is the last year of his contract, so if he breaks his pinky, that's fine. At the end of the year, goodbye.
So that's fine, right? They put him on LTIR. They get his cap space, and he's gone at the end of the year. Let him walk. If I remember, Pete's not the biggest Drouin fan. I seem to recall this. Let's see. Lucas says, not sure who wrote it. They ranked top 15 Habs players under 22. Oh, I see how they did that. That's not saying the same thing as. Oh, we just said, well, I guess that is prospects, but that's not exactly prospects because just that they're under 22. I don't think Cole's a prospect anymore. He is under.
No,
22.
I don't classify Cole as a prospect.
And so, what was the question on that? Agree or not? You know, I haven't seen enough of his play, Slavkovsky, really. So, based on that, I say not until he plays in the league and not preseason. He's got to play in the league, regular season. If I see him playing better than Caulfield there, I could say, yeah. But going into the season, no. Caulfield has to be ahead. Because we don't know what Slav's really – we don't know till he plays what he's going to do. We know what Caulfield's doing right now. That's how I see it. Mm. And Rory, I think you're right. Caulfield, not a rookie anymore, therefore not a prospect. And that would be the same for Pitlick, because not a rookie anymore, not a prospect. I would think that if you're not a rookie, how are you still a prospect? Anyway. Morgan, since your last comment to me was really freaking shitty, guess what? Imagine the nerve of that guy. He sends me a DM on Twitter a couple weeks ago saying how my channel has turned to a total piece of shit. And then he comes on here and he makes a comment. I don't even know what his comment said because I don't give a shit. That was Morgan. He DM'd me the other day, like a couple weeks ago, and tell me, "Oh, hey, how you doing? It's weird how your channel's turned into a total piece of shit." Oh, really? I said, "Thanks, I appreciate that." And then I said, if he comes on in the chat, I'm just gonna boot him. So he's gone again. See, I'm not letting him back in. Hey. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I was looking for something that I want to talk about. That's all. Rory, so they're talking about Kessel here. Just let me get this done. He says apparently he lives such an unhealthy lifestyle as well. That's what's so amazing, that he's the it's like such irony that he's going to be the Iron Man King. Go ahead, put that up, whatever you had there.
Arbor. I think if there's injuries, yeah, they could call him up for a game or two if he plays in the ball. But
well, if you go by what he said, a few games, I think that's definite. I think he'll play a few games. Well, there's talk that the kid might be able to even break camp with Montreal. I think that's being a little bit optimistic for him, but I don't know. Will we see him in a CH uniform at all this year? Yeah, I think we'll see him a little bit, if not more than a little bit, but we'll see how injuries and shit play out, I think, for him. Now, next season, that's a different story. Next season, yeah, I could see Arbor, finding a spot here on a permanent kind of basis. When Babcock coached the Wings, he stopped Mike Modano from reaching 1,500 games. He retired with 14. Yeah, I remember that. But Babcock isn't in play here. I don't know why Babcock. I mean, has nothing to do with. Babcock just retired from the. He resigned from the university he was coaching at, and I read that he's thinking of retiring from coaching. And you know what? Great. I wish he would. Piece of shit.
You don't like Mike Babcock?
He's a piece of shit. The stuff he does. Okay, he did it a lot to the Leafs, so I don't. But no, he's a horrible person. He's a nasty coach. He plays mind games and shit that aren't. It's not like Scotty Bowman used to do. So no. Habby Nation, you can say you're taking Kessel in the pool. You might not get him. Someone might take him ahead of you. Vegas, I'm sure Vegas did consider going after Jake Allen. I imagine they didn't want to pay the price. What were you saying?
Oh, here it is. I went to highlight Peter's comment and like 2 more popped up. 100%. Anybody messes with the young guys, Arbor Xhekaj is going to come in and punch him in the mouth.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you know, that player that everyone, you know, he's the kind of guy you love to have on your own. You hate him on another team. You love to have him on your own team. That's Arbor.
Oh, yeah.
You hate him on another team.
He's nasty. He's mean.
Yeah.
He's going to bash you into the boards.
And that's what
drop the gloves if he needs to.
I'm sorry, but we kind of need a guy like that. We haven't had a guy like that here in a long time, if ever. And like, we really need a guy like that. People are going to push our small guys around. You're going to face Arbor. Arbor is mean.
The Bash brothers.
And Arbor, when you said mean, he is mean. Like, he don't mind getting suspended.
Oh, he'll grind you against the boards.
Oh, no, and he doesn't mind doing something that gets him suspended. He's not above. Like, he's a Tom Wilson kind of, Ryan Reeves. Like, he's that kind of guy. You know? You don't mess with him. So, yeah, it'd be good to have a guy like that on the ice or on the team, you know?
That's why I chose that picture of my team in the fantasy pool.
What was that? That
picture I chose? Oh.
Yeah, I saw a couple of videos, highlights too, of him putting people to sleep, and he does that.
Oh, my God. He's got... Oh, man, can he throw punches. I can't wait to see him.
I love what Rory said. Also, some of Kessel's post-game interviews while he was in Toronto were legendary. He hated Toronto. He hated the reporters in Toronto. He freaking hated them. There were some confrontations, I remember, back then. So, yeah. I do not think he liked his time in Toronto. Or you could be lying. You never know. Habination. That's fine. Good luck. I mean, you can take Phil Kessel. I just wouldn't take him too early. Dadonov, Hoffman, Dvorak are temps ready to be gone by trade deadline. Not Dvorak. Hoffman, Dadonov, yes, because they're on expiring contracts. Dvorak's got 3 seasons left. I don't know that he's necessarily gone like that, just to say that he's temporary. But, you know, there's a good chance that they move him at the deadline. Let's see. Randy says, I'm ready to start Monty and Nets for a steady top 3 draft pick next year. Listen, if Allen gets hurt, that's what they're going to be doing. If they move Allen, that's what they're going to be doing, starting Monty. And I agree. I'm fine with that. BL says he'd take Chicago's first-round pick no matter where it falls for Anderson. Yeah, I don't know. If I'm moving Anderson, it better be not a top 10 protected. I understand that they want to protect it if if they get that first pick, but other than that, no.
I kind of want to
Uh,
see this picture now. Now I'm intrigued.
Arbor versus Wilson or Reeves. Did you see Arbor's hands in a picture with three more players? His hands are lunch cans. Oh, he's got big hand. No, the kid is he's a fighter. He's perfectly built for the role he's going to play. And you know what? He's a good defender too. So not only is he, this tough guy, but his defense is good. This is not a guy you're giving up anything on the defensive aspect of the game, from what I'm reading about him.
And again, it's like so many of these other kind of what the hell's the word?
I
I
don't
can't even
know.
think of the word. But it's like kind of what we've been talking about.
Enforcer.
We're not enforcer, but just talking about the center depth and how the Habs haven't had that in forever.
Oh, sorry.
A guy like Arbor. I mean, when was the last time we had a guy that we could say, all right, say Cole Caulfield just got roughed up. This guy's gonna go in and beat the brains out of somebody. You know what I mean? Like, when was the last time we had a big, rough, tough guy like that?
I think kind of the point is that when he's in the lineup, Cole Caulfield's not going to get roughed up. That's the whole point.
But like, you know what I mean, though. Like, when was
the
last time we had a player like that would, that's not afraid to get in there and be mean?
Well, that's it. And he'll do that, get in, and then he won't have to, because people know you do that to Cole Caulfield, this guy's coming out at you next chance he gets, you're fighting this guy. And if he's a good fighter, you don't want to be doing that. So it'll protect the smaller guys. Gallagher's going to get protected. All the small guys will benefit from having Arbor, which could mean that might be why we see Arbor next season out there more than we might think, because of that aspect of it. Plus, maybe Arbor's a kid that they want to develop and get him up here as quickly as possible. So, all right. Renault, why does Dvorak's name always come up for trades when he's their second best center? Why can't we sign him long term? Because he has 3 years left on his contract. I don't see why you would sign him to an extension with three years left on his contract. It's called cap friendly. You just go there and look, and it tells you all that stuff. And it's in English and French. It's a super. Sorry, Renault, I couldn't help myself. It was a super hypothetical question, but could you imagine what would be such a sick trade? That would be such a sick trade. What sick trade? It went out of my head.
Back when we were talking about the Blackhawks pick.
Okay.
Josh Anderson.
Yeah, they're not trading that, and it's not protected.
No.
Pete says his fear with regards to Drouin is if he hits the ice, he trips, falls. Oh, we did this. Sorry.
Yeah, you're way behind.
He says, hate the little twit. I knew that. Drouin is better than Gallagher. I don't disagree with that totally. You read it. You put it up there. Read it.
I love that we have guys like Gooley, Arbor, and Struble in the pipeline, because they will allow guys like Hudson and Mayu to join the rush and contribute their offensive potential. Yeah. 100%. And especially guys like Arbor and Gooley, who, like I said, they could be the Bash brothers. I mean, they're both. I mean, Arbor obviously a lot more vicious than Gooley, but Gooley can lay the body. Gooley's not afraid to smoke somebody.
I think Strubel's going to be a kid that drops out of that. Put that up again for a sec. I saw someone mention this, and I think this actually might happen. Have you noticed that they kind of brought Mayu out a little bit? They did some promotion, and he was amongst the 4 players that were in that promotion. Do you think maybe that we see him in training camp at all?
I mean, I think it's a possibility.
I kind of think we might see Mayu for the first time in training camp.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely say that kind of bringing him out slowly is kind of testing the waters, like, just bring him out a little bit, see what happens. And
well, he spent some time with these 3 Habs. I think they probably they gave some feedback to the management. I think they're feeling him out to see how he's doing. And if he's been doing well and following everything he's supposed to, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Mayu make an appearance in camp.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not in the game, but that he's in camp. So we'll see what happens with that. Where was I? Do you see Slafkovsky passing 9 games? I hope they take their time with him if he's not ready. Well, I think that's the point, right? So I kind of see him hitting the 9 games, and they'll make that decision. They'll see, okay, how do we feel he is doing, and how he'll do, and if they feel that it's not beneficial for him to be here, he'll go to Laval. I don't think that's a problem at all. I do think he'll probably get those 9 games as long as he's performing. And then if he's doing like really well and he's like, wow, we got to keep him, then he stays. But I agree. I hope they take their time with him too. I don't want to see them rush him by any means. That's for sure. Pete agrees with us. Cole is a full-fledged NHL player. Is Morgan an organ player? He might play with his organ. I don't know. That's his personal business. We could have fun making fun of Morgan. That Morgan is just a bit vindictive. So I have no patience for what he said to me. So no. And the only reason he said that shit to me is because he didn't get Jeff's job back in the day. When the reason Jeff was on the show was I had him on the podcast, but I auditioned Jeff and Morgan at the same time, and we weren't too impressed with Morgan, so we did. I kept Jeff, and I think he just had a chip on his shoulder ever since. I had no problem. I brought the guy back. I had him banned for some reason, and I let him come back. And then he said that I think it's funny that he'd come to say that to me, but I'm not letting him say anything in here. That's for sure. I mean, first thing he should have said was, hey, sorry about that. Then I would have said, okay, whatever.
Well, I found that picture of Xhekaj's hands. It's a picture of the one I sent you with Gooley was wearing the Yankees hat.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. Xhekaj's hands are bigger than Philip Michar's head.
So upload it. Can you download and then upload it to here?
I might be able to.
You should be able to do that. If I can do it, you can do it here. Like you're allowed to, is what I mean. It doesn't have to be me. Larry, yeah, no, I know that's what you were talking about. We were just moving on from that. That's all. Faye, I hope so. I hope the Rocket do well this year. It'd be nice for them to win. I'd love to see them win the championship there. Do I see Lucic returning to the Bruins? Sure, why not? Good for the Bruins to have him back. No opinion. No opinion at all. I can't wait to see Arby take Kucherov's head off. I mean, I doubt that. Why would Kucherov fight him? What about getting Tom Wilson from the Caps to provide protection for our players? Well, we have
don't need him. We have Arbor.
We have Arbor. We're not going to need Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson might be worried about Arbor coming. Peter says Arbor's vicious. He's a carbon copy of Knuckles' fighting style. Knuckles and Island. Ronnie Kravitz, a relation to Joel? He says, now that Kessel has been signed by Vegas, does this now make an opening up for teams to trade for Mike Hoffman? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I hope it does. But I don't know how would that really affect. I doubt it would I doubt it's affected anything on the Mike Hoffman front. But maybe. Maritime says the picture was in Hockey Junkies vid. Look it up. But where you got it from?
Yeah, I'm gonna DM it to you on Twitter so that I can go on my Twitter on here and then bring it in.
Why? Just upload it here.
I have it on my phone.
So send it to your email and then upload it from your email.
Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. I never said I was smart.
It took the 60-year-old man to tell the 24-year-old man tech stuff. Amazing. Rory says, I think Arby will be a solid stay-at-home second pair guy. I don't think second pair, though. I see Arbor as sixth or seventh defenseman. Probably starting out his career here as like the seventh guy and then moving his way up to sixth or fifth, maybe. I don't see him beyond that personally, but I don't think he has the offense to his game for that. But you're saying defensive anyway, but I still don't see him doing that. Could I be wrong? Of course I could be wrong. Hey, Lucas. What will be our first line starting? I'm not going to change from Slavkovsky, Suzuki, and Caulfield. But we'll have a clearer picture once training camp, gets underway. Rory, I don't know how good his skating is or isn't, but I do see him spending this season coming with Laval. Faye says Mayu is still injured. He won't be in training camp. Really? He's not going to be ready for camp? Okay, I didn't know that. Lucas says Mayu was in Montreal to rehab his shoulder. Spent part of the summer with Nick and Andy at the country music. That's where it was. Yeah, right. They both have a London connection. That's right. And Nick is from there. So that's why. Oh, okay. I just seen the question out there and I thought, well, yeah, maybe that is why.
All right, I have the image. I'm going to put it up.
All righty.
So Xhekaj's hand is in the bottom right corner.
Oh, geez.
I'm pretty sure his hand's bigger than Mishar's head.
Jesus. That's a big hand.
Imagine those things flying at you at 1,000 miles an hour.
No, thank you.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
No wonder he knocks people out.
Larry, I was wondering why you said that. I won't read all that, but I definitely get you, Larry. And I must have missed the comment, but I don't like people saying that if you're hoping for injuries for players, like I don't like that either. It must have gotten past me because I didn't see a comment like that. No, I don't wish things like that on. Even if I don't like the guy, I don't wish those kind of things on somebody.
No, me neither. So this is a normal hand. This is Arbor Xhekaj's hand. Yeah, catches mitts.
Hey, we're right on the comments. Let's go see what I've missed. Where do you see Patrick Kane getting traded to? I hope it's not Toronto, as he is also rumored to go to. I'm wondering if he wants to come to Canada. He did play for the London Knights in junior. I think there's a fake comment from Patrick Kane about Toronto and him not wanting to go.
There was a rumor about Kane to Toronto, because I guess
I
there's a
know.
meeting between Dubas
and then there's
their
a
GM, but like, how can they afford a fifth player at $10.5 million?
well, he's got one season, so maybe I don't know. I don't know. Chicago would have to retain some, I imagine, as far as that. I don't know. He said something. Apparently, he said something that he doesn't want to go to Toronto. Doesn't want to go to a team that can't get out of the first round. Wants to go to a team that can win.
Yeah. Larry, his mitts are about the size of this catcher's mitt here. Give you a little perspective on Arbor. Yeah, agree or disagree, Rick?
What's that? Oh, I don't know.
Arbor Xhekaj.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's got. I don't know if they're that big, but
like, you know what I mean. I mean, he's got friggin' mitts.
He can put his hand on your head and cover your head, your whole head, and his fingers probably come down to your chin. I don't know. I have no. There's no comments that I want to answer now. Arbor does have offense, very unique. That's why Hughes mentioned him in the past. They definitely see him as having an important role. I don't know what kind of offense he's got, though. I don't think he's considered as any kind of. Maybe I'm wrong. Does Arbor have fist the size of Sonny Liston or George Foreman? Now, Sonny Liston, you're going back. I don't think too many people in the audience know who Sonny Liston is. George Foreman's still around, so anybody know? Let's just see if people know who Sonny Liston is. I'm very curious. How does Arbor spell his name? His first name or his last name? I think it's Arber. Arber for Arbor. Oh, there, Luca's got it.
Oh, yeah, Luca.
Yeah, Luca went to high school with him. That's what I thought. Luca went to school with him. Arbor. Got hands that can tear a tree down. Maybe that's why his name is Arbor. You haven't heard anything about Arbor? It's okay, Luca. How do you pronounce the last name? Because everyone's saying Xhekaj. And I think you said it was like Mikai. So I don't know. How do you pronounce it? See if you can spell it phonetically for us. Because you went to school with him, so you should have an idea of how it's pronounced. All I know is everyone's calling him Xhekaj. Larry, yeah, that we us older people know that who Sonny Liston is. I was wondering if kids knew. Wasn't Sonny Liston the first championship fight for Ali? Wasn't that his first belt? Sonny Liston fight? And the rumor was that Sonny Liston threw the fight. Anyways, that's away from hockey. We're going to try not to get away from hockey. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we only got about 10 more minutes. So get your questions in. Read all about it. Anyway, I hope there's some news. Like, I hope something happens in the next couple of weeks where we got something new to talk about. It's been so quiet. It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna because I'm calling him Xhekaj now. But I prefer to call him just Arbor because that's easier for everybody, and just call him Arbor, and that's it. So. Arbor has a great shot from the blue line, and he's a great passer. I don't know everything about the kid, so I hope he's got more talent than I'm thinking that he does because yeah, I want to see him in the lineup. I want to see that. It doesn't really matter for next season necessarily, but by the time this team starts to get good, we need a guy like Arbor in the lineup. We're gonna need that. So yeah, the sooner the better, I guess. But I don't want to rush him either. All right, let's see what's coming up for. Let's see what's coming up for the week. I'm going to. It's not 100% confirmed yet, but it looks like September 11th, which is a Sunday, and that this will be on. I don't know if it's pre-recorded or anymore, or it'll be anyway. The Jofo podcast. I'm doing that on the 11th. Just waiting for actual final confirmation, but I believe I'm doing that on the 11th. And they're going to confirm also to be on I don't know if it'll be next week or whatever, but they're going to be on a Saturday hockey talk coming up in the next few weeks. So that's Jofo podcast. So look for that. They might be in studio. I don't know. I've offered them remote or in studio, so we'll see. That should be a lot of fun. That's what's coming up. Other than my microdose during the week, I don't know what. I have nothing on my, and that's more than you guys need to know. But I've got nothing specific planned. I've got a couple videos I'm working on now. We are going to work out some kind of, I guess, preview for the just before the training camp opens up. I think we're going to try to do a preview for that, but it's got to be right before because we'll know a little bit more about any player movement or stuff. It's a little too early to do that. What else? That's about it right now. Doing our live stream Wednesday. Next Saturday will be here. And a couple of videos in between. So that's what's coming up this week. Don't ask me on what they're about other than the 2 top 10 kind of lists I'm doing. Hopefully there'll be a trade and we'll have some movement and then I'll have stuff to do where I don't have to think about it. And hopefully I'll get over my writer's block. If I do, there'll probably be a poem or two to come out this week. Let's see. Lucas says, right now, Arbor doesn't think the game at an NHL speed, but more experience playing pro will help with that. Yeah, that's why I think. I mean, I think he needs a year in Laval. I do think we'll see him for a game or two here or there, especially if there's a lot of injuries. I think we'll see him here. They're going to want to take a look at him here at one point for a game or two. I would think. But yeah, I think Arbor spends most of the season in if not all the season in Laval. If Arbor turns out to be like John Ferguson, that'll work. Except Fergie was I think a winger. Was he? He was a winger. Fergie could play. He scored 20 plus goals a couple times, I think, in his career. So John Ferguson was a great fighter, but was also a pretty good hockey player. Hey, Rick, let's do a show where you give nicknames to all the players. Yeah, they got such boring nicknames for the players now. There's not too many interesting nicknames anymore. I guess that could be fun. They wouldn't stick, though. They'd be just for the channel because I doubt they'd catch on with any of the actual players. Can't wait till Harvey Pinard makes the team. He's a really special player. Again, I think for Harvey Pinard, it's the same kind of thing. I don't know if this year's the year for him. There's got to be a little bit more space made, I think. But I do think we'll see him. I don't know for how many games, but He played a few games last year. I think we'll see him a few as a minimum. But yeah, I like Harvey Pinard. There's a lot of good players in this pipeline. I'm telling you, it's going to be a good team here eventually. The next couple of seasons. Cole Caulfield equals the hitman because he never misses his shot. Ignore all the times he has missed, please. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's not flashy enough for Caulfield. We gotta. Besides, he's got his nickname, Goal Caulfield. I mean, it's just natural. His name is Cole. Goal works perfect. I get bothered by so many athletes nicknamed Rocket. It should have begun and ended with Richard. How many other Rockets? There's not. The only Rocket I know of off the top of my head is Rocket Ishmael from the CFL.
You know where he went to college?
Yes, Notre Dame. Did I get it right?
Man. Yep, Notre Dame.
That's the only. You know any other athletes that have the nickname Rocket?
Rocket Ishmael, Rocket Richard.
That's it. I don't know any other nicknames like that. So Larry, you gotta who's nicknamed that other than those two? What did I miss? I don't think I missed anything. No, I gotta go too far back to go. Hey, Mr. Bolsifis, I gotta say the right at the end. Francois Leroux. Bure was he nicknamed Rocket? I don't think so. Oh yeah, Roger Clemens, a real good guy. Rocket Roger Clemens, Rocket Watts, former Michigan State basketball player. I forgot about Roger Clemens. It's true. His nickname was the Rocket, and I never heard of the other one. Who do I think is the greatest Hab of all time? Guy Lafleur. That's my opinion. I've said that always. He's hanging up there behind me, his sweater. And for me, it's Guy Lafleur.
Oh, for me, it's Scott Gomez. Just to piss Rick off.
So if you ever wonder, like, if you want to listen to Matt's analysis and trust that he knows what he's talking about, you know from that comment, he doesn't.
No, I would agree. I think for me, it's Guy Lafleur.
I'm wondering why Francois said Bure. Pavel Bure wasn't nicknamed the Rocket.
To my knowledge, he wasn't.
Did he have a nickname? I'm trying to think. Did Bure have a nickname?
Probably. Be right back.
I can't think of one. Huh. Be a new one on me. No, that's it. That's it. Everyone gave up on comments. Oh, Bure was the Russian Rocket. Did not know that. Did not know that. Well, is that like real that he was? No, Francois. I know it's Bure in Vancouver. Pavel Bure. I knew he didn't mean Valerie Bure. Yeah, I guess he's the Russian Rocket. I didn't know that. So there you go. You learn something new every day, as they say. Well, that's cool. That's interesting. Are there any more out there? Geez, there's three of them. Well, one I knew, but there's two more I didn't know. So that's cool. I swear, I don't think I've ever heard that. I should have heard that about Bure being named the Russian Rocket. Okay, I know I'm smoking a lot, but it's only, whatever. I'll try to stay through this one, and then we're going to go. By the way, hey there, Tuco. I don't know if I've seen you. You, Francois Leroux, I think you guys are new. So welcome to the channel. I really appreciate having you guys here.
Yes, welcome.
Jesse Beckett. Hey, Jesse, how you doing? Patrick Roy for you for best of all time. That's cool. Definitely for me, I think if you really look at the stats and all that stuff, you probably have to say Dryden is the best Habs goalie of all time. But for me, it's Patrick Roy. He's my money goalie. So yeah, I mean he's the only goalie I used to have his poster up on the wall. So I likes me Patrick Roy of the day. We're running out of and listen, by the way, I don't think I've done this yet. Give a thumbs up if you had a good time tonight. I'd appreciate that. And you can consider subscribing if you haven't already. Would appreciate that shit too. And yeah, we're gonna take off in a couple minutes. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the upcoming season. Hope I remember how to do a game. It feels like it's been forever. But don't forget, in the upcoming season, nothing's going to change as far as me doing the pregame show, and then we'll do the regular live stream. So that's 2 different shows. So that won't change. I might do some. I don't know. I was thinking of doing some new intros, but I was studying YouTube a little bit again, just to go over and refreshing myself. And yeah, you might see a little difference in my videos in that. I think I'm going to do away with the way I open up. It's just the videos are going to start. So yeah, I don't think I'll have any more intros or running the stuff that I always do. So you might see a little difference there. I'd like to get a little bit more. I'd like to lose less viewers in the first few seconds than I do now. Is the whole thing that I'm shooting at. Jesse says Carey Price is the best all-time Hab for him. You know, that's a subjective thing, right? Everyone's maybe not everyone's going to give a different answer, but you know, you're going to get a lot of different answers depending on the era that you watched hockey, how old you are. You're going to get some different answers for that. Mm-hmm. Oh, we did drop a bunch. All right, so we're going to take off now because I think the conversation's dried up. I've got to get some supper going. So like I said, we'll see you on Wednesday, and we'll see you next Saturday. And there'll be a couple of videos coming out in the next couple of days, maybe as many as 3. We'll see how how active I am. Let's go with that. And yeah, so thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. On behalf of Matt and for myself, have a great night. It's still early on Saturday night, so lots of stuff that you can do. And we really appreciate that you guys joined us. Thank you to again blanking on the dono. So thanks for
Izzy.
Thank you, Izzy, for the dono. I appreciate that. And was there another one? Was there something else, or was it just Izzy? I'm thinking there was 2. Anyways, if I missed one, I apologize. And that's it. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Good night, everyone.